Yo, what's up? Welcome to Numbers with Ace Jacari. I'm your host, Ace Jacari, but you already know, call me Ace. And I just don't like this. What I don't like is how buzzwordy, I guess, they be with defining numbers. Because we about to talk about the number 3, and I'm literally looking at Google right this second. And also, I don't like how they only talk about Pythagoras. That's a conversation for another day. But they're saying that the number 3 highlights harmony, wisdom, and understanding. And it's not that it doesn't. It's not that it doesn't. It's just, I just want y'all to give me more than just this generic harmony, wisdom, understanding. It's like, okay, and what else? Like, can we get a little bit more? Can we get a little more? So I'm gonna give you a little bit more in this episode. So if you're liking what you're hearing, make sure you share it on your socials and tag me at Numbers with Ace Jacari on Instagram and TikTok. And all the direct links are in the description of this episode. But let's go ahead and get into it, because the number 3, among other numbers, is a lot more complex than that. Like, the number 3 is ruled by not only Jupiter, but also Mars and Venus. And this is why, as a conglomerated numerologist who studied multiple numerology systems, I have more context than a lot of people. And in having more context, I want to give more people context, because if you just took the Mars, just the Mars rulership at face value, you're gonna get a very narrow vision of 3. Same thing if you just took Venus and you just took Jupiter. You're going to get just this very narrow vision of this number that would probably lead you to this harmony, wisdom, understanding. And it's like, I want you to get more. And I go over more in depth of like the difference in the systems in regards to who's saying who rules what based off of Pythagorean, Chaldean, and Vedic in my Intro to Numerology guide, because like I'm saying, I want to give you more information. This guide goes over all these numbers 0 through 9, obviously 3 included, but also goes over characteristics and terminology and stuff that you're not finding in Google searches and that I've found through multiple different books. It's like digging for this information, bro. Oh my gosh. It's not an easy feat, but it's like, yeah, you could find it, but you could also get a one-stop shop in this Intro to Numerology book. Like, why would you not take the easier route? I'm just saying. But like, it's not that 3 doesn't rule over wisdom and harmony, but I feel like you can get a lot more, because with 3's connection to Jupiter, you also get this expansion and you also get this space. And I love that, because I will say that it has its highs and it has its lows of with this space and this expansion. It's like, okay, leveling up, bigger and better. But that bigger and better also leads to potential for this bigger to have a larger crash. Basically, it can just be destroyed. It will be destroyed on a much larger scale because it's so much bigger. And I feel like this ties into people who are psychic 3s, so people who have 3s dominantly placed in their numbers of their life path 3s, or they're born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th. There's all this space. And I think that's something that kind of makes me chuckle a little bit, is how social a lot of people will say the number 3 is. But over here, we talk about duality. We get in the ins and outs of these numbers. We're not going to just sit over here and say one size fits all, because that's just not realistic. Because just for a 3 to be social, it can be very not social, very much kept to itself. And I think one of the funniest things in having friends and interacting with people who are psychic 3s, these are some of the most introverted people. Now, I will say that they have this, they have a natural energy that is very attractive and people are wanting to interact, but them themselves, though they are very expressive and typically very humorous, they have told me out their own mouths, I don't like people. I don't like none of y'all people. And I feel like that's also very true to 3's nature. And I just want people to step out of this hyperfixation on just, oh yeah, it's social, or oh yeah, it's just harmony and wisdom. Because it's like, also with wisdom, for wisdom to be there also has to be experience. And that's something else that the number 3 is connected to, is experience. I'm just trying shit. I'm very much just fucking around. It's like, I don't know what this gonna do, but I'm gonna press this button and turn this knob and see what go boom. Like, if something go boom. Because it's like, listen, I'm not even gonna front right now. I'm not gonna front. With 3's connection to Mars, pyromania can definitely be tied in there. Now, I will be a friend. That's not in the guide, but I really just thought about that for a second. I was like, no, wait, no, it might go boom. It might go boom. It just might. And that's okay. I'm not gonna stop it. If it happens, it happens. It is what it is. But with 3's complexity in its rulers, especially because not every number has multiple rulers in the multiple systems that I've learned from. Like in Pythagorean, Chaldean, and Vedic, the number 1 is ruled by the sun in all 3 of those systems, same as the number 2 being ruled by the moon. And I'm pretty sure it would likely be consistent through the rest of numerology systems. Now, I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but it's just plausible. And with 3 being having 3 rulers, it just brings more intensity in there. And it's like, and I feel like that's highlighted in the extreme nature of it all. It can do both. And I feel like you'll see this, you might see this in people who are psychic 2s, but they're in the public eye. And regardless of how you feel about any of these people, they're all psychic 3s. So because I just want to give you a little bit more context of how 3s could behave. And this doesn't mean that every little thing that they're doing is 3 behavior per se, because there's other things in there. You don't know the supplementary number, which is just the number that you get before you get that final digit. But it's just like, if these people are all born under that 3 of that 3rd, that 12th, that 21st, and that 30th. Like, you got people like James Brown, JT, Lil Baby, who else is in there? Don Toliver's in there, Donnie Warwick, who else is in there? Jennifer Hudson, Issa Rae, and the list really goes on. Fantasia's in there as well, Kid Cudi, Travis Scott. It's like, regardless how you feel about any of these people, it's like they have that 3 energy. And this can put them in a place of like, you're really drawn to them, whether you want to be or not. It's like they have an aura around them that is just magnetized in its own way. It's really much highlighted by how much space, in my opinion, it's very much highlighted by the space that 3 encapsulates. And in having so much a natural popularity and having access to a natural popularity, it also puts in a position where 3 can also be very unpopular or very much disliked. Of people just don't want to fuck with you, people don't want to interact with you. It very much seems like everybody yo op type beat. And it's like, and it's not to discourage anybody who is a psychic 3. Oh, yep, you're just doomed. It's like, no, just how it has gone, it can go one way, it can go the other way. Some of those people some of the people I just listed might be loved, and they also might be hated by masses of people, by groups of people. And it just is the reality of it. It goes more than one way. It's not gonna just be so cut and dry. And I think that this is a really big part of the conversation that people need to have around just numbers in general. It's not gonna be so black and white. It's not gonna be so simple, because life in and of itself isn't simple. There's nobody who has sat and been like, for every single person who's on this planet, the meaning of life is XYZ. No, babe. No, it's just not gonna do that. There's 8 billion people and counting on this floating rock in the middle of fucking nowhere. And that's just, it's not gonna be the same outcome from every single person. Because even for one outcome to be one thing for one person, it's the opposite has to be an option as well. And for that opposite to thrive, somebody has to embody that. It just, I need more. I need there to be a broader understanding. There's more space here. There's more complexity here than just this harmony and this wisdom and this understanding. It can comprehend just like every other number could comprehend. It just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just need it. I need the originality of 3 to come up. The impulsivity, the even like the controlling or the hypocritical. Oh Lord Jesus. There's so much more here, but let me rein it in. Because I don't want to give you too much. in regards to spoiling it, because I want you to be able to learn this at your own pace, and this has probably already been a lot of information. So I'm a reel it in a little bit. I'm gonna reel it in. So thank you for listening, and make sure you send this to somebody who either is a psychic 3 or who's been seeing the number 3 and they want to learn more about numbers or the number 3 in general. Like I said, my books are open if you want to work with me. I don't actually know if I said that. If I didn't say it, hey, hi. My books are open if you want to chat with me. But follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Numbers with Jacari to keep up with everything that I'm doing and everything number related, because there's so much more than just like the universal years and universal months and just stuff like that. There's so much cool stuff you can do with numerology, especially if you understand what you're looking for. There's so much more. So I'm gonna talk about it. I hope you tune in. Thank you for listening. We'll chat soon. Love you to bits. Peace.